Hello everyone, Mike1217 here, welcoming you back to Let's Play Donkey Kong Country 2 Diddy's Conquest, and it's boss time. This is Kleever, the boss of Crocodile Cauldron, and kind of like the first boss, he has two phases, each of which I believe there are 2 hits each. This might be 3 hits actually with each phase. But this one is pretty straightforward in what you do. You throw your cannonballs at him. It is 3 hits per phase. The first boss was 2 per phase. So, here we go. And Dixie's definitely the better Kong to use for this, especially in the second phase. I'm switching to Diddy here in case I get hit by this. He'll come out of the lava and he'll try to stab you. This can be kind of difficult to avoid. Dixie, it's no problem to avoid because of the helicopter spin. So there are more hooks added to the air here. Yeah, Dixie's much better for this because she holds the cannonball above her head while Diddy holds the cannonball out in front of him. Which again, that's like a big theme with the DKC2 games. Or the damn it, I don't know why I'm talking so. Yeah, stumbling over my words. That's like a big part of the DKC games because they all change characters as you go. You have a different set of characters for each game. It's always one Kong that holds the items above their heads, and the other Kong will always hold barrels in front of them. Okay, so that was really quick, and I'm just checking back with the 2 worlds here to make sure I got 100% everything. On the worlds themselves, on their names, you know that you 100%ed every level in the world when you have the exclamation point and DK coin next to them there. That's the only time that you get that, is when you 100%ed every level in the world. So it's a good thing to check for that too. It's pretty convenient that they do that. So here we are with World 3, Krem, Quay, I think? I've heard it pronounced Key, and I've heard plenty of QU words pronounced with the K sound, so maybe it's Key, but I've never really heard or seen that word anywhere, QUAY, and I don't really know what it means. Maybe that's something for me to Google after this, or Wikipedia or something. So yes, this will introduce us to the swamp levels. This is a swamp-themed world, and the swamp levels I used to think were really boring, but I kind of like them actually. They're all traditional left to right, and they're all pretty similar in the way they actually handle. This one introduces us to barrels that have timers on them. We get Ramby right here. So yeah, this introduces us to barrels that have timers on them. You can rotate them yourself. You can control the rotation yourself. Now, I'm gonna do a little fun trick here. Try to show off a little bit. That's the speedrunning tactic, and I almost messed it up! Woo! Okay. Oh, yeah, see, that's why I have to be careful, because when the timer runs out, it'll shoot you automatically, and that just screwed me over there. Oh, man, speedrunning tactic completely screwed me over there. So yeah, I was going a little bit too fast there. Let's explain some other things that I missed along the way. Let's see, there's a new enemy that we were introduced to that you probably saw. These guys are called cloaks, so throw things at you, and then eventually they'll go away. Sometimes you kind of want to hang around those guys, because they tend to sometimes throw things important that are integral for you to 100% levels, so keep an eye out for that. If you're having trouble, pulling off 100% and the levels have cloaks in them, then check the cloaks and see what they drop off. I don't think that one dropped anything. Again, I'm gonna do this again. It's fun doing it this way. Oh, yeah, just have to be careful when you bounce them. Whoa, you see that, like, Dixie, like, briefly appeared out of the barrel for a little bit. So there's really not much going on. Pretty soon, I think we do get the DK coin from Ramby. One of these guys does help you get one of the bonuses. So, want to watch out for that. You want to hold on to Ramby though, because oh! God, why am I dying? Seriously? At least I just got the checkpoint anyway. But I have to go back and get Ramby. Well, I don't think I can go back for him though. You need Ramby because when you get to the X sign, and get rid of him, the DK coin comes out of him. So I might have to redo the level, which is fine. The first time I have to redo a level! Damn it, why am I playing bad? Ugh, see, right here is where you get the DK killing. Okay, so pay attention to this arrow. This is kind of your indication there's something important back here. Seriously? Seriously now, I'm having really dumb deaths. Well, at least I'm keeping my life count. Again, with the virtual console versions of these games, it's very convenient that you can just kind of save the spot you're at with using the whole Wii menu thing. Because with the old Super Nintendo versions, if you turned off your game and turned it back on, you'd your life count would be reset to 4, which is kind of annoying. But with the virtual console games, oh, I almost got hit again. You can just shit. I don't think did I mess this up? I might have messed this. I messed it up. Oh, damn it. Well, I'm just gonna keep going. I could die, but whatever. I do have to redo the... Oh, actually, no, he respawns. Okay. You have to wait for this guy to stop throwing. You have to follow him. You have to keep him on the screen, too. Otherwise, he'll kind of despawn. I should have taken... See, if you had Rambi at this point, you would have taken out the zingers. That's why this is a little bit more difficult for me than it usually is. So, yeah, he'll drop off a chest, which has a cannonball in it. You take it back here and get the bonus area. That can be a pretty difficult one to get, but I guess it's not too bad because you do already see the cannon there, so it's an indication that there should be a cannonball somewhere. But still, that takes some creativity for a player to figure that one out, to think to actually follow the cloak back and wait for him to drop a chest off. Again, we'll be seeing things like that a couple more times later in the game. So, really not much more interesting going. I don't think there's really much left to the level as far as, like, bonuses. So, there might be, like, one more bonus they have to team up to get to. I think that's it. But as far as that goes, I think we're just about done with bonuses here. And the level isn't really that hard. There is actually a kind of difficult barrel segment coming up. This can be annoying. Sometimes if you wait for those guys, they will eventually throw enemies. So be careful about that. Yeah, this can be kind of crappy. I actually am streaming this game now. I remember talking in the last episode about having trouble getting started streaming. Oh shit. See, this one, that bonus area can be a real pain if you don't have both Kongs. You can get to that with one Kong, but you have to use that cloak right next to it, and he's throwing barrels out, and you have to actually try to bounce off his barrels that he's throwing out to land in the bonus area, and it's very difficult to time that. I don't think I've ever actually done it, but you can do it. But it's definitely recommended you try to get to that bonus area with both Kongs. But yeah, I can actually stream this game now, and I don't know what brought me onto that subject. I think it was that barrel thing that was shooting me up out of it. Well, whatever. I'm way off the subject now, but basically what I was gonna say is that I'm streaming this game now every now and then, and it's a lot of fun. However, I am forced to play with the keyboard because I'm playing on an emulator. I can't really stream my consoles right now. So I have to stream the emulator, and I can only really play emulators using my keyboard. And it's really weird to play this game on a keyboard. But then again, my first LP, like when I LP'd this game, I did it with a keyboard. So I guess I just have to get used to it again. So yeah, this level here, as we do the first bonus area of it, is the obligatory dark level in your DKC game. Each of the three Donkey Kong Country games has a dark level like this. In the first game, the dark level was like in World 4, the Snow World, and it had Squawks in it, and Squawks had a light follow you. And this level's gonna have a similar thing appear later. But first, let's get the DK coin. I know it's here. Yeah. These can be difficult to find. Just you would never think to go through the wall like twice to get to the DK coin. Like this is one that took me a long time to find. I remember that. Like you'd never think to check that. You would never think to check that. I mean, the bonus area, yeah, there's bananas leading to it, but the DK coin, you would never be able to find that. I don't know how people would ever find that. I guess, I mean, really, sometimes with these games, you just have to check literally every inch of the game to find some of the bonuses. And that was more apparent in DKC 1. And this level, you can... you'd have a lot of trouble finding the bonus areas, for obvious reasons, because of the whole dark factor. And here, we do have our animal buddy, Glimmer, who lights the way. This is the only level that he appears in. So he does serve the same purpose as Squawks did in the first game. And, thankfully, because this is the Virtual Console version, he won't blind you when you're switching direction. Like, in the original Super Nintendo version, whenever you switch directions, the light would, like, flash on the screen for a brief moment. And it could kind of be, it could kind of give you a headache if you're, like, switching back and forth too much if you're playing the original Super Nintendo version. So thankfully they did actually take the time to fix that in the Virtual Console version. It is kind of neat to think of how they actually do make some changes to the Virtual Console versions of these classic games. So, yep. So yeah, not really much else to say about this level. There's a lot of split paths you can go into, so it's kind of hard to find your way around. Again, this is one of the hardest levels to find bonuses in if you don't know where they are. Because it's dark, there's tons of split paths, so you have to just look everywhere. And you have all these pufferfish here that blow out spikes, and it can be easy to get hit by these. Yeah, there's tons of split paths. Oh shit, lockjaws can be everywhere too. And again, these are kind of considered to be lockjaw levels too. The song that plays here, if you want to look it up, because it is a really good song, just like just about every other song in this game. The song that plays here is called Lockjaw Saga, so there you go. Pretty nice. Now, there is another bonus area, and I'm actually kind of having trouble remembering it exactly where it is. But I know there's like a lockjaw nearby. It's one of those that you have to kind of go down, and there's like a passageway right by a lockjaw that leads to it, and it's kind of hard to find. I'm kind of getting lost. This is a level you can actually find yourself getting lost in. But thankfully, these games don't have time limits like the Mario games. That is a very nice thing that they did. So it's very welcome when you're trying to find bonus areas that you don't have a time limit pressuring you. Man, I'm already, like, I'm getting lost. Can I just go north here? Huh. Yeah, I think I'm finding my way through. Here's the checkpoint. Let's see what else we can find here. Really not much else. There's two bonus areas and a DK coin. And we have these homing fish here. I don't think we've seen those yet. But those pink fish can be kind of a pain. They do home in on you. Like, they don't follow you, but they just kind of... like, they'll spin around for a little bit and then they'll go in the direction you are. They're pretty easy to avoid if you're careful enough about it. Just kind of wait for them to start moving. Yeah. Not too bad, really. But there's tons of lockjaws up this way. I think you do just go up. Yeah, see, those pufferfish that explode, they can be tricky because sometimes you might find their spikes going through walls and they might catch you off guard and catch you by surprise! Let's go back. There's a DK bro down here. So that's nice. See, that lockjaw always gets me, so it's good. It's actually better not to wait for him. Just keep going. Yeah, tons of lockjaws and these homing starfish here, so they can be very tricky in this area. And yeah, there's tons of tricky things in this level, really. Just all the enemies can be tricky with the lockjaws and the starfish and the pufferfish shooting out spikes. There can be a lot of things that can get you in this level. This can actually be a pretty tricky level for early on in the game. For numerous reasons, like with the enemies I just explained, and the dark factor, and so many paths to go through. This is a hard water level. It really is. And of course, with this kind of concept, they love to give you mazes for the bonus areas here. I think the first bonus area was the same type of thing. It was just a maze. I mean, this one, we have Glimmer. The first bonus area, you didn't have Glimmer lighting the way, so that was kind of a pain. But thankfully we're done, and the end of the level is pretty much right next to the last bonus area, so we're just about done. And not really much else to go. Yeah, they throw a lot of enemies. Even those, like, stingray guys, they throw a lot of them at you. Like, they do throw a lot at you. And but this can be tricky as well. There's tons of these blowing up. As you notice with the pufferfish, their spikes will go off into two different directions. Sometimes they go in a plus shape, and sometimes they go in an X shape. So be careful with that. It's really hard to tell when they're gonna, like, what direction they're gonna go in. So here we go. Here's the end of the level, and that is definitely a good spot to end this episode. So thanks for watching, guys. This has been Mike1217, and I will see you next time, and let's play Donkey Kong Country 2, where we will continue with World 3, Krem, Quay.